Hello, Freedom Nation. It's Jeff here once again with another episode of the Freedom Nation podcast. And on today's show, I've got Hadley Nightingale on. Now, he is down under. It's his summer right now. It's our winter, and he is down in New Zealand. One of the many people that I know in New Zealand. Very cool place. Can't wait to go. What he's going to talk about is the wonderful world of how he built a real estate company, and some of the challenges, some of the certainly not necessarily his fault, things like global financial crises and COVID. Right in the middle of all that, he was building a real estate company. So stay tuned. We'll be right back on in just 1 second.
All in you. Everything you're looking for, it's all in you. You gotta believe that it's all in you. Everything you're searching for, it's all in.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. Hadley, how are you, my friend?
Very well, thanks, Jeff. I appreciate you having me on.
Glad to have you on, and looking forward to the conversation. We had that opportunity beforehand to talk a little bit about your background and how you got to where you're at. So I can't wait to share your story with the audience. So why don't we start with that? Tell us your story. How'd you get to where you're at today?
Yeah, so long story short, everything's for me sort of started 2006, 2007. I was dairy farming at the time, had a dream that, look, if to be a dairy farmer, I'm going to have to go and buy some land. And everyone at the time was very much, look, you've got to buy now. Land's never going to be this cheap. They're running out of it. They're not making any more. And just the classic signs I look back on now and go, well, every time we get close to a peak, that's the exact language that happens. Real estate's the great thing. And then 2 years later, after things have pulled back, all real estate doesn't work. It's the thing you should stay away from.
Anytime you hear the words, it's different this time, that's when the hair goes back on the back of my neck.
Yeah, 100%. History tends to rhyme rather than repeat exactly. But, yeah, 2020, 21, 22 for us was really no different.
Yeah.
But yeah, bought a block of land, went and made some really poor decisions or poor business decisions around that. I wasn't a business person at the time. I was sort of 19 years of age. Bought that with my parents. My parents at the time weren't really business people either. And so we went and we purchased that, made a couple of bad decisions, and then it really became a case of, jeepers, I need to earn some more money, and what is it that can I do? So I always wanted to go to Australia. I heard that Western Australia earned the best money, so I went, right, that's the place for me. And then what job do I find that pays me the most money, and if I can just do some more hours, I can make some more money. Mm-hmm. And that really became my philosophy there for a period of time was, how long can I stay awake for? How long can I drive for? And how do I just maximize this so I've got the most amount of money coming in so I can pay for the bad decision that I made? Mm. And so that drove sort of for 10 years up until sort of, end of 2015, 2016. When I came back to New Zealand. And what happened then was, in the back of my mind the whole time, because I had a whole lot of time driving to think and work some stuff out, and went, look, I really haven't done this real estate thing the right way. And there's a ton of people that do it the right way, and there's a ton of people that make money out of it. So there's obviously something that I've missed that's blaringly obvious to a whole lot of people. So I thought I better go and get some help. And so went out, got some training, then bought a couple of properties, and it was around that time that we were out there looking for them that I went, well, there's all these people that also go out to purchase property, but most of them have got no idea what they're doing. They tell real estate agents too much. They look at properties and think, oh, this has got to be worth X, without going and having a look at any comparable sales. Their families told them it's a good idea or a bad idea, so they just go out and buy something. And then the similar thing happens. They go out and buy it and then come back and say our property doesn't work because they haven't bought what they need. They bought what they thought was okay off their lack of knowledge. And I also had some working at the time with some people that were from the UK. where they would talk about sourcing agents. I went, well, this is sort of something that we need to get up and running here. And so worked for another guy for
at that time that really didn't exist in New Zealand, right?
No, there's like one other company that was doing a bit of selling, a bit of buying, selling a few off the plan property, but there was no one else that was really just there as a buyer's agent. So it was an opportunity, but it was also a rather large hurdle at the same time as well, because no one knew about it, and Kiwis are very DIY, and they're going, well, why would I pay you to go and do something that I can already do? So that was so I had to work for another guy for a couple of years around the licensing side of things. And then, from that, it was around COVID time. I thought, right, I've done enough years to go and get my agency license. Here's my time to go and do this myself. Quit my job, and then COVID happened more or less the next week. So there was that. And then
ever the great timing, by the way. You were just on it.
Mate, me and timing, we're phenomenal. If you need any advice on when to pick a bad time to start something, just let me know. So that obviously happened, going through divorce at the same time. So things just sort of ticked along slowly. And then it was about 2023 that we thought, right, let's get a bit serious about this. And head down, and
did y'all in New Zealand see that kind of big ramp up in real estate prices around the early pandemic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was it was either going to go two ways. It was either going to crash, or but with the amount of money that was getting pumped into the economy and people had time. Like in terms of New Zealand, we normally have like 40,000 house listing or 40,000 listings on the market at any one time. Okay. During the peak, we were down to like 13,500 of available stock. So everything just went through the roof. And then the government thought they'd intervene and change the lending rules slightly, and it wasn't going to be a big thing. And basically, it was like the 11th of November, 2022, the market just fell off a cliff because no one could get lending the next day.
Genius.
So there's been a few hurdles as we've sort of gone through.
Awesome. So you started kind of building that real estate company. What happened next?
So we started, as I say, 2023, started to get a little bit of traction, and we were probably doing sort of 3 to 4, probably doing 400K a year with just myself. And I had someone else and then one of our clients who we'd bought some property for said, hey, look, you guys are giving away a bit of money through all this, the property management stuff. If you started a management company, then I'd give you my 20 properties that you've bought me. There's some others there at a later stage that I'll give you, but let's just start with the 20 first. And if you want to do that, let me know, and we'll kick things off there. So I went home and I said to him, yep, cool, we'll do it. No problem at all. Went home and told my wife, who at the time had a few choice words about it. And so we started the property management side of things. Obviously with him, he was of the understanding that this was our first time we'd done it. There were going to be some mistakes, but he's like, look, you've done well for me, so I'll give you a chance. I'll give you a helping hand, and we can work through these together.
Yeah.
Then the same guy said to me, oh, look, I've got all these projects. If you start a project management company, I'll give you all my projects as well. So, which me being me went, yep, cool, we can do that as well. Yeah, we got it. It's easy. It's easy. But my theory was at the time was like, right, I'm making 300 to 400 grand on this one. If I can just get this other one to 300 to 400 grand, then that'll give me sort of 600 to 800,000. Then I've just got to get this the project management, and we're making $1 million. Easy, like simple maths.
Yeah.
And it's just going to work that easily.
Simple until you try and herd all the cats together to get it to go to $1 million.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, it's like the people you've got to hire are operators. They're not people that look after your calendar and your inbox. Which, I mean, if I look back and was to do it again, that's really the focus that for me needed to happen was, and I did it with when we were setting up the real estate company too, was this, I went and got an operator to help me with the delivery side of things. But I was the one that was still doing my inbox, doing my calendar, and I was basically at the mercy of everyone else.
Yeah.
And so that there was no sort of like admin, then get the delivery done, then look at sales and marketing, or marketing, and then look at sales. It was just, right, let's go straight to delivery. And then I got a sales guy in as well, and I couldn't work out why I wasn't making any money.
So now you've got 3 companies going. What happened to kind of get you over that hump at this point?
Sheer determination for the first part of it. I mean, there was weeks there. I look back now and just go, it was absolutely mad. There were weeks there, like every 3rd month for the inspections, I used to drive, like do a triangle, or basically a diamond around the North Island to go and do all my inspections that I had to get done, and do it over 3 days. So it was like, leave at 2:00 in the morning from here, get to the first place at 9 a.m. and then inspections there for most of the day, drive to the next place, get there at 7 or 8 o'clock at night, up into it again, and then try and get home within 3 days. So it didn't impact too much of the other business. But in terms of the hump, that lasted for so long. And I think you've got the struggle's the gift, I think, is probably the thing. And that if you don't go through it, you don't quite understand, or it doesn't give you some of the insights that you need to go and push forward. Yeah. And then I was talking to my mum, and I said, look, I'm just working way too many hours. I don't know what to do. And her advice to me, and it was loving advice, but it was, you just work harder. And I went, well, that's got me to where I am now. There's not too much more that I can do.
However, there is no more of me at this point.
Yeah, exactly. So then it came back to, right, what books do I need to read? Or, because I was always listening to stuff, but probably not quite the right stuff around building team. And it's really about, building that team around you and starting from the bottom and working up, as opposed to getting operators and then working your way back down. Yeah. So that was the change that we had to make, because as we built the company, we had 3 operators. We went through a number of people, and a chunk of that was on me, just because I didn't have the right systems and processes in place for them to follow. It was more so than everything was in my head. Oh, you're a project manager, you should know what to do. It's your job. You're a property manager, surely. Yeah, if I can do all 3, surely you can just do one.
Never teach you this.
Yeah. So that was the thinking, and it turns out that's not quite right either. So it was around putting that together, working out how do we get a really good system in place, and then it just really comes down to the better your systems get, the better your people get. You can't get A players with D systems. Yeah. So it's just really about trying to level those out, and you improve your systems, you improve your people, you improve your systems, you improve your people. And that's really been the key thing for us, is just like, how do we get better, every day to improve that.
Yeah. So, stepping back, what would you have done different now knowing what you have? What would you have done different based on the choices that you were presented as you were going?
I probably would have started a property management company first.
Okay.
Which, but only from the perspective of it's got recurring revenue. Yeah. So in terms of the sales side of things, 1 month you have a great month, next month it falls off a cliff, and it's just trying to get that consistency right the way through. Aside from business models, as I said, I had to employ operators as opposed to people that could help me get me off the tools. So you're paying someone $30 an hour to go in and find your properties and do the things you need to do, while you're still doing the $15 an hour tasks. Yeah. So the key thing for me to go back would just be one business. So if we said the buyer's agency, get that to $1 million. Okay. So that way you've got some people, or a person or 2 people. You've got one focus that executes well, and then also start employing from the bottom. So the first thing to offload, get your calendar out of the way, get your inbox out of the way, get your scheduling to be done by someone else, and then work your way up to then find someone that can do delivery for you to get yourself out of delivery, then do the marketing, then do the sales. I think most people tend to go, oh, I need to get a salesperson.
Yeah.
But the salesperson costs them a fortune, and they're still doing the delivery. And you'll probably find that 9 times out of 10, you'll sell, as the founder, you'll sell far better than what the salesperson will.
Of course.
Most of the time when you're starting.
Yeah.
As you get better, you get better salespeople. But it tends to be the thing of we want to employ the highest paid person we possibly can, and we end up making more money than they do.
Yeah.
But we're doing the job that we should have employed someone else to do in the first place. And we probably could have got 2 people for the price of the salesman.
Yeah, exactly. Well, 2 people that could offload, some of the operational pieces and things like that at that point.
Yeah.
So what's kind of the future for your company? Where's the direction going at this point?
Yeah, so direction's really just about growth of what we're doing. We've sort of doubled every year for the last 3 years. The fun thing about that is that you look at the numbers and they double. The scary thing is everything seems to break about every 6 months. So it's about fixing those internal things. But it's really now we've got a really good group, a really good team, really good group of people with us. And it's just about consolidating, implementing some more AI into what we do so that we can become more efficient at what we do. And then just ensuring that we're giving a really good service to our current clients. And then from that, just allowing us to continue to grow at the rates that we've had to and deliver at the same time.
What do you see are the uses of AI in your business now?
We use a lot of it, and that's just basic. It's not so much to try and get rid of people; it's to make people more efficient.
Yeah.
And I know that that's an argument, and people have got counter arguments to that as well. But I mean, like for deep research projects on things like some property analysis that you do, it's just impossible for you to go and research all the documents, look at all the websites. Obviously, you've got to check the output of it. But to come up with a 7-page document that's thorough, that you can read through and you can see the sources and go, right, cool, okay, sweet, we've got that done in 10 minutes, as opposed to one person needing to go through and spend, I think at one point the documents were taking us 2.5 hours to do. In terms of trying to go through and research everything, and as opposed to now they're produced in 10 minutes. You've got to go back and check everything and check cross-reference
but
your information.
That's where the humans are best, is taking a look at that piece of it and going, okay, if they're not spending hours trying to do research just to get to the point where they can look at it.
100%. Things like building reports, AI tends to read building reports better than what people do. You read them and then go, oh, jeepers, okay, the AI picked up on this as well. So it's just those more low-level admin tasks, or the detail ones. And then the other thing is that the AI has also been really critical for us in terms of setting out our systems and processes.
Okay.
So jump on Loom, record what you're doing, download the transcript, put it into AI, get the AI to create the playbook, check that everything's there, generate the checklist for you, and you're done. It's not like back when we started, when someone said to me, look, you need some SOPs and checklists. I went, oh, jeepers, I've got to sit here.
Yeah.
and the advice was, look, sit down for a couple of hours, get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, because you've got to get it out of your head and onto paper, and just do it from 4 to 5:30 every day, and eventually you'll get everything out. Whereas now it's a case of, right, I'll just do the task, I'll talk out loud, and then the AI will pick that up, and then we're off and go, we're away.
That's fantastic. Well, and like I said, that's like you were saying, I mean, the hustle mentality drives me crazy. It sounds good, and it sounds all, beat your chest. Oh, you need to hustle and all that. But yeah, you're going to burn yourself out, and you're not going to care anymore, about your business. So I think utilizing AI to make yourself more efficient, being able to do exactly what you're saying. Hey, just record doing what you want them to do. And then, all right, now give me the step-by-step for this. It's the way we always train people in the military. Show them how, tell them how, show them how, watch them do it, let them do it at that point. So it's awesome. Fantastic. Well, let's jump over into the fast five questions now.
Cool.
All right. So first question, you wake up in the morning, business is gone. You have $500 in your pocket, a laptop, computer, place to live,
Yeah.
food and clothing. What are you doing first?
Going out and selling something.
Okay.
Before I've got anything physical. I think that's the first thing. Who do I know? What can I sell? And that would be the place where I'd start.
Nice.
Because at least that way you've got some runs on the. You can validate your product before you've spent any time trying to make it.
Exactly. So how do you come up with the idea of what to sell at that point?
I think it would be based off skill. So for me, it would be, right, what am I good at the moment? Where can I provide value for people? And then where do I need to go to try and validate that idea and just make at least one sale?
Yeah.
So the thing with it is that you can go and sell some stuff and say, hey, look, we're not starting for another month.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if you were to sell a course, we're gonna, here's my course. Cool, you're interested, fantastic. We're gonna the launch date for it is the 15th of May. But just put your deposit in now, and then that way you've got some runs on the board and you're getting going, and it gives you 2 months to
build it,
to build the product once you've got some money coming in to build it.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, you can use AI to help you build it at that point. So,
100%.
What's the biggest business mistake you've ever made?
Going too wide too soon.
Okay.
It's been a blessing and a curse at the same time. Very fortunate that we've managed to get through that. But I think there's definitely been different parts of the business that suffered because we've gone too wide too soon. And just, I suppose the sort of first equal is that also spending a ton of money on sales and marketing without a solid delivery system.
Yeah.
And then just basically burning cash. So between those two, I think you've got to walk before you can crawl. And it's one of those things with, you see on social media with everyone like, I made $1 million in 3 months. Well, I think if you're someone that's just starting out, you haven't got the skill, you haven't got the knowledge. To make $1 million in 3 months and have I've got a $4 million business in my first year, you're going to have some dumpster fires that are there. Or you've got someone in your ear that's done that before and they can walk you step by step through it, because it's not a jump that you can.
No,
you're jumping too many hurdles at the start.
That first million is definitely the hardest million to make. So there's a lot of work that goes into that. Once it gets past there, it's a little bit easier and it moves a little faster. But yeah, it's tough to get to that first number.
Yeah.
What's a good book that you'd recommend for our audience?
I do like Dan Martell's Buy Back Your Time.
Okay.
That's that's probably one of the best books that I've read around exactly that, buying back your time, when to hire, who to hire, and the process around that. So that's been really instrumental around us getting our team up to scratch, our processes in place, and then just a smoother running of the business.
Awesome. Love that. What's a tool that you use in your business every day that you might recommend?
Manus, which is an AI. Yeah, Manus AI, which is great because it can take over your browser, go and set up tasks, run reports.
Okay.
Between that and Claude, with the add-ons into Excel and things like that. So we're pretty AI heavy, and just between those two are the two main ones.
Yeah, I hadn't used Claude in a while. I've used it mainly for writing in the past. Yeah. And I was in the process of working on a new book, and using it. And I just happened to be in there, and I'm like, hey, I need you to do this for me. And I'm shocked at how good they have gone in literally like less than a year. It used to not be great with the analysis stuff, but it has just gone through the roof good when it comes to analysis now.
They all, and I mean, the thing is like, I think you've just got to use all of them.
Yes.
And pay the money for the subscription, because they all do very different things.
Yeah.
And the other thing with them too is it's really important for you to write your own instructions in terms of how you want it to act.
Yes.
Because I think it's the dangerous part of like GPT, for example. is great at telling you how amazing you are.
Yes.
And you can put the most stupid idea into it, and it will say, "Oh, look, that's
You are
brilliant. You're brilliant."
brilliant.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
brilliant. No, I'm
A
not.
bit of a bit of validation where you don't need it,
Yeah.
as opposed to writing instructions for them and saying, "Hey, look, I just need you to be brutally honest. If this is a dumb idea, tell me it's dumb, to get the outputs that you need."
And the funny thing is, when you do that, boy, it will give you it
Yeah,
gives you both barrels of it too. Of yes,
yeah,
this is the
exactly.
dumbest idea I've ever heard. There are no dumber ideas. Now that you know that. So
Yeah,
last
exactly.
last question: what's your definition of freedom?
Mate, freedom for me is about not having to worry about money
Hmm.
in terms of in terms of having to look at the bank account every day,
Yeah.
worry about what's coming in. If I want to go and do something, I can go and do it. And then also too, with that comes that time freedom as well. You can go and spend time with your kids, time with
Hmm.
family, and those are probably the two basis of it. The just to expand on the money side of things is that there's the saying of like, money doesn't bring happiness, but
Yeah.
it sure helps.
Oh yeah.
And so if you can, I think if we can, for me, if I can get the money side of things taken care of, everything else becomes an option that I can go and do stuff. And I think it's also that freedom to choose what I do
Hmm.
rather than being forced into, hey, look, you've got to do this. For me, sitting on a beach and never going back to work again would just fry me.
Yeah.
It's more so about how can I go and do some other stuff, because I sit there for a week and I'm like, oh, I reckon I could go and start this. I reckon I could go and do this. So that for me is what freedom
Your
looks like.
wife's just keep working. Just keep working. Don't.
Yeah.
We're not letting your mind get idle, because you're just going to do all kinds of crazy things. So, but
Yeah. Get the blinkers on.
Yeah, I find when money's not the issue, I tend not to make those rash decisions of, hey, I'm going to start this other business over here. At that point,
Yeah.
instead, I'll say, okay, well, what can we do to, maybe we can start that business, but it has to be, aligned with what we're doing in this, instead of being, like you said before, so wide.
Yeah, I mean, you take the desperation out of it, and you become far more centered and far more rational in terms of your thinking. But when you're deep in it and you're thinking, how do I just need to make another couple of bucks, and how am I going to make rent this month, and things like that, is when you start to make the hey, look, I'll just go and start this because this looks like a better idea. But it generally tends to be the thing that sinks you further, rather than going head down into what you've got.
I just had 10 businesses that are making $100,000. I'll make my million.
Yeah, exactly. That's the that's the bit that catches you out.
Absolutely. Well, Hadley, if somebody is interested in learning a little bit more about you, getting in contact, where's the best place?
Best place for me is on Instagram,
Okay.
at Hadley Nightingale. And then we've got a heap of content that comes out there. Happy for anyone to DM me, and happy to have that conversation. And if anyone, I've also got a checklist too on there, Jeff, that if you're not sure about steps to make when you're starting your business and who you should hire first, if you just DM me Jeff on there, and then I can get that checklist across to you.
Love it. Well, thank you very much for being on the show. Thank you for sharing your expertise and the trials and tribulations of all that you've done. It sounds like you're off and running, and you've built a great business now. And there's hard points, but sometimes you just have to do that to learn at this point. And hopefully, sharing your story, others will not do that. Once again, we've both been there and done that at that point.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think, as I said, the struggle's the gift. You've got to go through it, but at the same time, if you can ease someone else's pain by going through it for them, then if we can help one person, then that's a great thing.
Excellent. Well, Hadley, thank you for being on the show, folks. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that we can keep bringing folks like Hadley out to you. So thanks a lot, and we will see you guys back here the very next time.
All in